fabulous. Don't you wanna try it?
Don't you want to try it? Welcome to episode 3. I am Justine, one of your favorite creative certified AI specialists. I'm a former teacher and principal, so you might often hear that in the stories I share. But let's get into this episode. I am reviewing on App Fabulous and asking you the question, can Meta finally make editing not painful? We're going to get into it talking about the Instagram EDITS app. And you know, if you have been here as we are just getting started on this journey, I share candidly about the woes of bringing a lot of my content into the digital space. I am 41 currently. I'm considered what's called a geriatric millennial. And I have been on social media spaces since Facebook came out when I was a sophomore in undergrad university. So that would have been around 2007 or 8. And then, let me back it up. That's not accurate. It would have been around 04 because I graduated in 06 from university. So all that to say, I used Facebook very minimally. Before that, I had MySpace when I was in high school. But one thing getting more into the tech space and operating an ed tech nonprofit called ProTeach AI Foundation is I have been part of a tech cohort the past couple of years. And it has opened my eyes. I've designed my fair share of apps through the years as well, depending on the interfaces that I've had available and my own capacity and skill set. But what I love about a lot of like editing apps and everything that is flooding the market is this ability to share transparently. The fact that we do have reviews, we do have blogs, we have ways we can look these things up. But I also want to streamline that because I know when you get into this space, if you're not real adept at using social media, say that you are a psychologist, or you're a superintendent for a school district, or maybe you're a chief financial officer for a large corporation, no matter what it is, these tools can be really, really helpful. So even if you're like, well, Justine, I'm not on social media, I don't want to be, I'm very private. Yeah, but there are so many apps that we are going to be diving into that they are what I use to create data reports for my clients. So I want you to stay put, even if you are not a creator or you don't consider yourself an educator, whatever that is, stay put because some of these apps might resonate with you in different ways and you may be surprised at what you can manage with them. So let's get into Instagram edits. And one of the things is that it gets compared a lot to CapCut. CapCut is another app that has to do with editing and also using a lot of different AI tools. And a lot of question when you ask yourself this, is this an answer to CapCut? No, it's really for Reels first creators. And when I say Reels first, Instagram Edits is highly optimized and suited to export directly to Facebook Reels and Instagram Reels. Even within their platform, those are two different export processes. And all that means outside of tech speak is that they are going to be optimized and sized and have the right pixelation, like all the perfect things for that platform. So I want you to understand that the Edits app, if you hang out on Instagram and Facebook a lot, you like to put together stuff for Reels, it might be something you want to look into. So think trim, splice, green screens, audio syncs, and effects all in one, minus the algorithm anxiety of sharing somewhere else first. So meaning Edits wants you to upload directly into Instagram. They want you to upload directly into Facebook, and they are optimized for that. And what it's really best for, let's get into what to watch out for, my side eye moment, and also what it's best for. If you need to make quick reels or you just want to capture some quick teaching snippets, I think Edits is great for that. I love their library of sound effects personally. They've expanded this a lot inside of the Edits app from what it used to be, developing reels just in Instagram. There's no desktop or laptop needed if you're kind of a mobile only workflow person. And then also if you really just live in this meta ecosystem of Threads, Facebook, and Instagram, and you want that seamless integration, then Edits might be a good choice for you. But here's my question. Here's the watch out for. do we really need another editing app, or is this Meta's play to keep you from exporting content to competitors? Ask yourself if you really want to be locked into a platform, and is it worth the convenience before you abandon your current workflow? And that's kind of what I've been asking myself as I've played with it and grown alongside edits, as I've seen it evolve over the past year, is like, it's good for very specific things I want to do, but having it be my go-to as always, it doesn't really work out for me. Why? Currently at the moment, my YouTube channels are getting more traction. They're getting more engagement, and I'm finding more of my niche areas there. I've been on Instagram a long time, and I can also tell you the same is true for Facebook. I just deactivated my longstanding account that I had for about the past 10 years, my personal account, but it had become public and grown. I was just sucking too much energy for a lot of the work that I actually do, and the payoff isn't there. So you have to also look at what is your goal and intention. If you just like to create really pretty collages for your Instagram feed because you like to take photos, this would be a great option for you. But for me, I had to weigh, is this converting to engagement? Is this engaging my audiences and even clients who follow me? No, Facebook has become very volatile. Its algorithms are ruthless, the same for Instagram. And when I say it's a numbers game, it's a pay to play. So if you don't pay to play with their algorithm and then exclusively use their tools, it is sometimes can be harder for your content to actually even get in front of your ideal audience that you're trying to attract. And I have seen that it's actively kept that from happening with certain content. So you got to think about the guardrails, because all of these apps, all of these algorithms and platforms, they essentially operate off of a framework. And a framework is designed from people's beliefs. So you have to think about what the purpose of Meta is. And it's to make money. It's to make money off of social networks. So they have a lot of things, like I fully predict they're probably going to have another layer they add to edits so they can start charging people for the app. That would be my guess based on how many people use it and how they've rolled things out over the past year. So my watch out in real talk moment is to really say, do you really need another editing app? And do you want Meta to control your content and also have access to it? Because a lot of times, if you're not checking your settings, you are helping inform and kind of feed their giant AI libraries with your content. So these are things to really, really consider, especially in the age of ethical business practices and who we give our money, time, energy, capacity, and creativity to. Who gets to see that? And then who is trying to benefit and monetize from it, even if you're not. So think about those things. Here it's time, as we kind of close out every show, and then I share and redirect you back to a more in-depth guide if you want to try the app we're reviewing. My hot nerd verdict for the EDITS app by Instagram is that it's simple with limits. So I think it's great for educators who need to turn lecture clips into digestible reels without opening 3 apps. Me, I love creative design too. I happen to love both, like giving lectures and doing consulting work. But then I also love the creative part. But I have a lot of colleagues in space with me that they're like, how do you do all that? I'm not creative that way. But then they're over here giving these fantastic talks. They just don't have a way to make their stuff digestible, but they'd love to make a digital footprint. So I think about, what are the limitations for you? And if you're sitting there going, but I'm building a whole content library, I'm thinking long term, and you want that to also live beyond Instagram in spaces like YouTube or TikTok or any other platform, then I would say keep your options open and look at edits for what it is. If you want to join my free community, Teach Techies, you will see that linked below always. And then I also have my Creator Kickstart Labs open. If you're like, I don't even have a system for content planning, can you show me how to do that? Go ahead and hop into that opportunity. But here's the attempt. Again, I think think, and this is just my final little real talk, because if you go look at the blog, we always do a blog article that's a very in-depth link to every episode. So this particular blog on edits, I actually do a rundown of what makes it different from CapCut or InShot, and also talk a little bit about Meta's AI stack, including the fact that their auto captions are pretty solid, and then the music library itself is curated from IG's license track, so you ensure by using edits that you're not going to get copyright strikes. Again, I could see them also pricing wise, Meta's betting that you're going to edit more, right? And you're going to post more and stay in their ecosystem longer. So there's not a premium tier yet, as I mentioned earlier, but I want you to also watch out for like pro creator upsells down the line, because I could totally see that being a thing. So the real talk is that it's a very familiar timeline in how they approach editing, very similar to like how Shorts and TikTok interfaces are as far as user interface. You can drag clips, you can layer audios, you can apply transitions and filter effects, but the features, the AI features, also include the auto captions, which is a newer feature. They also allow beat syncing for the music you choose, and you can also smart crop to reframe vertical videos. So all of these edits save directly to your Instagram drafts. And what that means is you can shoot your content, edit, write, and edits, and then it's going to post to your reels. So you don't have to dance around how to export it or manage the files or anything like that. But again, the caveat is this app itself is designed to keep you posting only to Instagram. So you got to think about, again, what's your purpose and what's your application. Of course, in the blog, if you click on the link below to the article and to the blog where you can see all the articles so far that match our episodes here, I give you a quick use workflows. There's 2 different workflows I give you, as well as 3 different advanced workflows. So for any stage that you're at, whether you're more adept in editing and content creation, or you're just starting out and you're like, how would I get a workflow going for like, I want to do a 5-minute teaching snippet, and here's how you do it. So I give you 5 steps to do that and what I would do if it were me. Similarly, excuse me. So again, just to bring it all together in determining on this episode of App Fabulous, the Instagram Edits app, is it right for your workflow? Well, I would choose it if you post primarily Instagram and you don't need multi-platform exports. You want simple editing without a steep learning curve. And if you're building a teaching brand inside the Meta ecosystem. Sorry if you hear my little assistant, my poodle in the background. Now, skip the use or like getting too involved in it if you cross post to YouTube Shorts, TikTok, LinkedIn, because you need more flexibility with export options and they don't provide that. It is optimized to export directly to Facebook Reels or Instagram Reels. I can't make that more clear. And if you want more agnostic workflows or you need advanced features, like you want precise color correction, etc., it really just depends on your levels. Okay, and if you have questions and comments, as always, leave them. We're just getting started. I will be diving into 2 different episodes. One will discuss Veed.io, which is a mobile app version. And then another episode will discuss Veed.io for the desktop version, which I'm actually using as I record this. So I can't wait to share more. Plus, YouTube just came out with their own editing app. It's called Create. And I can already tell you I love it way better than Instagram Edits. But I've told you my bias right now. I'm getting more traction on my YouTube channels. So I'm also going to be very real on App Fabulous about what that means to slowly build your content library, as I've been doing for the past 5 or 6 years, with intentionality and also the willingness to try new things and make those mistakes. Meaning you're going to figure out what works really fast and what doesn't, the more that you just step out and try things. It's okay to be a little cringe. It's okay to go, oh my goodness, what was I thinking with that branding? That is all part of the journey and the learning. We don't know until we try things. So I hope that this review helps you make decisions, not only about the apps you use, but understanding why you choose to make the content you do, or why you choose to engage in certain platforms instead of others. Okay, until next time, enjoy.
App Fabulous, don't you wanna try it?